Hello and welcome back to Bernama Today. We have an interesting guest joining us talking about the SMEs in Malaysia. Of course, having said that, we have Dato Chee Weng, who is the CEO and founder of Sahabat SMI. And we're going to be walking through Sahabat SMI, a very handsome looking man. Dato, thank you very much for joining us on the show.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Getting straight into it, why did you set up this company, Sahabat SMI?
The initial purpose for me to set up this company is just want to assist the SME to solve their financing problems. Because based on my past 20 years of experience,
It's over 20 years, yeah?
Yes, about 22 years in fact. I fully understand the weaknesses of the SME and certain shortcomings of the lending institution. That's why I strongly believe with my knowledge, experience, and even my networking, I'm able to bridge the gap between SME and development financial institution, and even the government agencies.
And bridging that gap, was it a tough job for you?
No, nothing. Not so.
Not so?
Yeah, because I possess about 22 years working experience.
22 years.
Yeah.
In that 22 years, you've learned...
Only in the field of financing.
Right. Very interestingly, you came up with a name called Sahabat SMI. You know, being a Malaysian Chinese, you know, you've come up with a name called Sahabat SMI. Why Sahabat SMI?
As you may already know, Sahabat means friends, your buddy. It means that once you entrust all your financing problem to me, I will do it. I will help you to solve by all means. Sahabat SMI is the responsible and assurance guarantee. Means that we are your friend.
Right. Now, with Sahabat SMI, I'm sure you have a principal activity within Sahabat SMI. Can you walk us through the principal activity of this great company of yours?
Actually, we are doing quite well in the business funding. So our principal activity is to assist the SME people to apply for the government grant and also like certain government loans and basically all the funding.
Right.
Basically all
anything
the funding
to do with funding with SMEs?
Pertaining to the money.
Right. And what's your success rate been? I mean, you've been doing this for a long time. You've helped a lot of companies. What are the chances of someone coming and seeing you and saying, hey, I've got problems with funding, can you help me? And you help them out. Is it 80%, 90%? How would you say it?
I put it in this way. So far, until this moment, we never fail.
Right.
So far, touch wood, until this moment.
Until today,
this moment,
you haven't failed?
I never know if tomorrow I fail.
But, you know, with companies and doing what they do, helping people, it all starts from a core value of some sort. And I'm sure Sahabat SMI has a core value. What is your core value for Sahabat SMI?
Sahabat SMI, we are the strong believer in we always under-promise and over-deliver.
Right. It's hard to say it, under-deliver, under-promise.
No, under-promise, over-deliver.
Over-deliver, yeah.
Yes, correct. Under-promise, over-deliver. It means that sometimes, do you understand?
Right, of course, we do. Yeah.
So in our staff, we always hold strongly in the principle is that we practice loyalty, we practice gratitude, and we always emphasize never bite the hand that feed you.
Right. Yeah. You're also saying don't promise what you can't deliver. That's what you're telling your staff essentially.
Yeah, correct.
And I mean, has this...
because we don't want to give, we don't want to give my customer the empty promises. We don't want to give them a empty hope.
I don't know if you can talk about it. Just walk us through the number of awards you won. We understand that you won quite a few awards. Your face is out in magazines. You're out here in this magazine, Day One Economy, and you're also out in some Chinese magazine. Unfortunately, I can't read Chinese, so this must be a very interesting magazine and also a guidebook of some sort, yeah? And this is something you came up with, yeah? We're going to talk about that later, but let's walk through the awards now. What kind of awards has Sahabat SMI won till date?
So far, we have won about 13 awards, but we are the proud as one of the recipients of National Mark of Malaysian Brand. So this is why we're very proud on this. So on top of the National Mark of Malaysian Brand, we are the first and only one loan consultant awarded the franchisor status by KPD and KK. So on top of this, we also register with Ministry of Finance. We also independently assessed and accredited by ISO, and a lot of awards. See?
Right. Now, having said that too, you said National Mark of Malaysian Brands. For those of us who don't understand, what does that mean?
National Mark of Malaysian Brand actually is launched by the SME Corp and certified by these SIRIMs. Once you are awarded the National Mark of Malaysian Brand, it's a symbol of excellent quality and distinction. So this is a national marks.
Right. Now, do you think that the National Mark of Malaysian Brand is beneficial to SMEs?
Oh, definitely. I even encourage all the people apply for the national marks, because not easy to obtain these national marks. Because they have so many requirements. For example, you need to prepare your branding manual. You need to study your whole system. You need to come up with the business plan.
Right.
So this is a very good exercise.
Now, speaking of exercises, when it comes to setting up an SME or setting up a business as such, financing is very important. Now, this is an exercise which is always ongoing with SME, or rather with SMEs or in the SME world. When it comes to SMEs, are the commercial banks the only option available for business financing? And this was a question which is asked over and over again for people who are not too sure as to where to go for financing sometimes, because I think sometimes people want to know that they have other options.
Oh, nowadays there are so many financing channel available in Malaysia.
Right.
Just now, as mentioned by you, these are the financial institutions. Financial institutions such as Maybank, CMB, Hong Leong Bank, OCBC, these are the commercial bank. We also have this development financial institution such as the CGC, SME Bank, Exim Bank. On top of financial institution, development financial institution, there are certain government agencies also may help the SME. For example, the Badan Nasional Berhad, the PNS, is an agency under the Cabinet KK. PNS is very useful, especially to those operator in franchising industry.
Right.
So nowadays, as long as you have a good business plan, you don't worry on the channel of financing.
Now, speaking of business plans and still talking about financing, what are the common scenarios or the common things faced by SMEs during an application for loans? What do you see in your world, when it comes to financing? What kind of scenarios do you see with regards to SMEs?
The common scenario, I will call it about 7 common scenarios faced by the SME in the process of loan application. First of all, you do not know where to get the loan. Secondly, you submitted the loan but no news. You submitted the loan but rejected. Then even the loan approved, they might come with a certain very stringent term and condition.
Right.
Slow in disbursement. You see, even after the disburse, the bank might impose additional term and condition some more. End up, worst scenario, the loan disbursed, then the bank start to recall or start to reduce. So these are the common 7 scenarios.
With the given common scenarios, what's the way around this to make sure you don't have to achieve this? You have to go through these tough scenarios.
Actually, not necessary. It means that not all the SME are lucky enough to go through these 7.
Not all the SMEs.
No. But these are the 7 scenarios will be faced by the SME.
These are the 7 scenarios. So, but there's a way of working around it. Now, Dato, is it difficult to get business financing from financial institutions or development financial institutions? Now, people talk a lot about them these days.
Actually, to me, to get the loan to be approved is very easy. The difficulties lies in getting the right and beneficial package. You just imagine once you accept a loan package which is not beneficial to you or might be not so applicable to you, then it will bring more harm to your company.
Now, an in-depth look in the world of business, does that mean that money is the solution to all of our business challenges? When you talk about businesses around the country, around the world, is money the solution?
Funding is one of the crucial factors in the business. But funding, I don't think, is the sole factors leading to a success of a company.
Right.
I mean that for a company to expand their business, funding is very crucial. But it's one of the crucial factors, but definitely it's not the sole factors leading to a success of a company.
Now, what advice would you have for those of us who want to go out there and apply for loans at this point?
You see, just like we mentioned about, is it easy or not easy to get a loan, right?
Right.
Basically, to me, if your company is doing well, if your business plan is feasible, and the director or the company has no adverse remark in the bank or have no any adverse remark in the legal proceedings, they are quite easy to get. They are quite easy to get the loan.
Right. Something that interests me is this book, this guidebook that you've put out for us. There's a smiling face here with some dogs and two other men. What's the rationale behind this cover? Because it's quite impressive. When you look at it once, you try to figure out what's this all about. So walk us through the rationale of this cover.
Actually, this is only simply my own finding, you see. This old man, this old uncle with a friendly face, we name it as a government. You see, the government have a lot of money, always willing to help. And these two gentlemen is also very humble.
Your friendly government. Yeah, okay.
Okay. So these two gentlemen is also is very helpful and humble, and name it as a banker. Then why this SME player, he feels shaky?
Okay.
Do you notice in front of him?
Yes.
There are 6 staff. We name it as an employee. We name it as an employee.
Right.
So these 6 employee, 3 of them are with the black face.
Right.
2 of them with the grey face, and only the one person is a white face.
Right. So there's a lot of metaphors behind this. Very, very interesting cover indeed. So go out and get yourself a copy of this book, a guidebook to SMEs or financing for SMEs by Dato Lee, of course. Very interesting book indeed. Now, how do I choose the right consultant? This is our final question for you today. Actually,
there are so many criteria, but I just name some of them. First of all, you must study the academic qualification. You just imagine if one person, they quote themselves as a loan consultant, but they do not possess even the university qualification. I think they are able to solve your problem. Secondly, study in details. What are their working experience? Check with them. Where do they work? What department? What are the position and for how long? For example, if someone working in the Bank Simpanan Nasional as a teller for the past 20 years, I don't think he is able to solve your problems. Another one thing, study the company. Any recognition or awards given by the government, given by the community. For example, like Sahaba SMI, we are widely recognized. Just to name some of them.
Right. On that note, Dato Lee, it was a pleasure and an honor having you on the show.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us on Bernama Today. We just spoke to Dato Lee Chee Weng, the CEO and founder of SAHABAT SMI, right here on Bernama Today. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this break.